Okay, let's start. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Padyantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Vidiyate. After having described the Avastatraya, the Panchakoshas, the three Shariras, all that having described all that, then the question that was coming up was, Atma Tarhi Kaha? What is Atma? And he said, Sachidananda Sarupaha. He said, no? Sachidananda Sarupaha. Then you have to say, what is Sat, what is Chit, what is... Okay. Now there are various ways of doing it. The original term in the Upanishad is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. When I explain Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, I usually start with the word Jnanam. Here, he is starting with the word Sat. So let us go by his structure. Okay. Then he says Sat Kim. Hey, come on, what are you saying? Kalatrayepi Tishtati Iti Sat. Okay. Alright. He says, what is Sat? He says, Kalatrayepi yat tishtati tat Sat. What is there at all periods of time? Now let us look at this a bit, In the sense, normally there is Sat, truth or existence. What is? What is Sat. So how do you say something is there and something is not there? Okay, when you say something is not, etc., we are dealing with ontology, status of reality. Three levels which you are normally used to, I'll give you. Is, table, chair, etc. My head, is. Okay? Is not the horn on my head. Is not. Non-existent. And you have things called false. Like the mirage that you see. False. A rope that you mistake for a snake. The snake is false. Now tell me, the snake is also an object of perception. The rope is also an object of perception. Then why do you call the snake false? Because it is only there for perception. When you go and double check it, it is not there. Doesn't last. A mirage doesn't last. Correct? All of them are subject to negation. Anything false is subject to negation. So the Vedanta says fine. Then Satyam, Sat, has to be what? Abhaditam, that which cannot be negated. Abhaditam Sat. By definition. Okay? Abhaditam Sat. Now, Asat will not change. Meaning non-existent. Non-existence will not change. My horns are non-existent. No problems. What is false, snake, mirage, etc., false, won't have a problem. But what you have taken as real, table, chair, etc., udhar problem hoga. Why? Because all these things are subject to negation. What do you call this chair? What chair is nothing but wood? There is no chair. There is nothing but wood here. Abhi kya hai? Chair is negated. Right? Table negated. Anything in the world can be negated. Because all names are from a standpoint. Shift the standpoint, the thing is negated. Then the question is there something called Sat? Is there something called Sat? You have to check that. Is there something called Sat? You defined it. Aina. That which cannot be negated is Sat, I said, no? So tell me that which cannot be negated. You. Why, you are the one who is negating everything else. The witnesser of negation is free from negation. The one who witnesses the negation is not negated, because he is there to witness it. Everything can be negated, but not you. That means I am Sat. Yes, you are Sat. Let us also look into the nature of the world. Okay? Because remember, we are talking about an existing world. Okay? Therefore, in this existing world, let me take up chair. Chair disappears when I shift my standpoint to wood. There is no chair, only wood. Correct? So, as we have seen before, all that is negatable gets a new name. The name Mithya, exactly. The name is Mithya, meaning dependent reality. That which is not absolute existence, Sat, because it can be negated. At the same time, that which is not non-existence, like my horns, is not non-existence. Sat asadbhyam anirvachaniyam. That which cannot be categorized as Sat or Asat gets a new name now. Mithya. Therefore, chair becomes Mithya, wood becomes Satyam. But wood is also a standpoint. It's only a form of hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbon becomes Satyam. Wood becomes Mithya now. Go ahead. Hydrocarbons will be resolved into atoms, into particles, into what? Finally, what will be there? You can't say nothing. Why? Because I'm talking about a chair that I'm sitting on very comfortably. Therefore, you can't say it is nothing, it is something. That means there is an existence there, but the final reality has to be formless existence. This is not the direct meaning of the word Sat. This is the implied meaning of the word Sat. From the word Sat or Satyam, as it happens, as it is said in the Upanishad, Taittiriya, Satyam Jnanam Anantam. From the word Sat or Satyam, we retain the essential meaning of the word existence. But we have always used existence as a quality to an object. Now we are seeing that all that you have described as an object, really speaking, is nothing but name and form, or a structure, or an arrangement, or a quality. So what is the reality behind those qualities? An existence which does not have a form. Because if it has a form, it becomes another finite entity. It becomes another quality. Therefore, formless existence is Satyam. And okay, fine. Is there something like that? As I said, it is not different from you. Because you have to be there to negate everything now. Table is nothing but a concept. Chair is nothing but a concept. Depending upon wood. Because really speaking, it's a concept. Because in our culture, we have chairs. There may be a culture without chairs, then what? Yeah. I'm sure 1,000 years back we didn't have chairs. 2,000 years back we didn't have chairs. We had some other ways of sitting. It's a different thing. Therefore, that formless existence, Sat, is one dimension, one way of looking at the reality. Okay? Then he says, Chit Kim Jnana Svarupa. Says, what is Chit? The Chit brings in me into the picture. Why? Because I am nothing but Chaitanya. Awareness. Now look at it, even the word awareness. We generally use the word awareness as equivalent or synonymous with knowledge, etc. I'm aware of that, I'm aware of this. Meaning I know this, I don't know that. Now look what we are doing here. When you're using it as awareness, am I aware of the body? Yes. Look at it. We have experiences sometimes saying my body, sometimes saying I body. I and mind cannot be the same. We have seen this logic before. What you are aware of, you are different from. The logic comes in here. When the logic comes in, I am aware of the body. I am aware of the mind. I am aware of my emotions, my knowledge, my thinking, my reasoning, my memory, my ignorance. All this I am aware of. That means what? I am, with respect to an object of awareness, I will call myself the awarer or the knower. With respect to myself, I will become pure awareness. This awareness is again the implied meaning of the word awareness. Why? Direct meaning of the awareness is knowledge. Now what have I done here? I have taken the word knowledge, awareness, and used it in an implied sense. How have I made it implied? I said, I am the awareness with which I am aware of all that I know. Knowledge is a function of your mind. Correct? Knowledge is a function of the mind. That knowledge I am aware of. This is what's happening with every one of us here. No? You know this is a book. That what I am holding in my hand is a book. And you are aware that you have knowledge of the book. I am not talking about anything that is only the experience of a monk sitting in Rishikesh. This is universal human experience. You are aware of all that you know and all that you don't know. So now what have I done? I shifted your standpoint from awareness as mind to awareness of yourself who is aware of the mind. I mean, you shift there itself. That's why we say it is the implied meaning of the word shift. Jnanam, Chaitanya, all these are synonymously used here. This is again. Now what? Therefore, from one way of looking, we will call it Sat. From the other way, we call it Chit. Then he has used a third word. Okay, he has used a third word. Remember, all these words are used to indicate the atma. Okay, they are used to indicate the atma. Therefore, all these three words stand for, there are not three dimensions. There are not three things. They stand for one and the same atma. That is important. Okay? In Sanskrit, this arrangement would be called Samana Adhikarnam. Samana Adhikarnam we'll call it. That words which have different meanings refer to one and the same object. Like an example can be given, big blue fragrant lotus. There is a lotus which is big, blue, fragrant. All the words refer to lotus. Similarly, what is Atma? Sachidananda. They all refer to the same entity. Atma. Now the question is, in big blue fragrant lotus, all of them have an adjectival relationship. Here the relationship is not adjectival. Because when you take existence, then you may find, how can existence be a quality for awareness or awareness be a quality for existence? Because this existence here, this form of existence is inert. Just imagine if your chair was awareful, what gadbad ho jayega. Then I'll have to deal with the guy. Please sit. You put on weight. You're getting too heavy, you lose some weight. Only then I will sit. Otherwise I won't sit for more than 1 hour. All this, I mean, I'll have to deal with it. What will I get by sitting? And then you keep banking, etc. Don't do that. I get hurt. All those things will be there. I'll have to deal with it as a living thing. Because there is living and non-living. Because how can they be adjectives? So here is where Vedanta comes in and says, living and non-living doesn't depend upon the nature of awareness, Living and non-living depends upon the nature of the mind. If there is a mind present here, this is sentient. If the mind is not there, this will become exactly like the chair. There was a time when this wood had a mind. When this wood was a tree. That time it was sentient, it was living. Now, Sat and Chit are both present here. I, Sat Chit. And he uses a third word here, which he says, Anandaha kaha, Sukha Svarupa. Now look at it. He says, what is Anandaha? Sukha Svarupa. Says the content of Sukha. Sukha Svarupa, no? The content of Sukha. He doesn't say it is bliss or it is Sukha. If you are translating it as bliss, you are blissfully ignorant about it. If you had put it as Sukha and you are translating it as bliss, I can understand that. But he said it is the Svarupa of Sukha. There is a big difference here. Why? Because Sukha is experiential. If you put the Atma as something experiential, then tell me who is the one who is experiencing the Atma. That guy should be the Atma. Get it? You cannot be at both the ends. You can only be at any one of the ends. You can be only at any one of the ends. You can't be at both the ends. Like I am being recorded. The recorder has to be somebody else. No? Recorder has to be somebody else. I can't be at both the ends. I can't be at both the ends. Yeah? I can be only at one of the ends. So similarly, if I am the experiencer, then who is the experiencer? If you are saying, no, Atma is bliss, then bliss is an experience. Then who is the one experiencing it? That is why he said, the Svarupa of joy, the Svarupa of Sukha is your service. Is Atma. The Svarupa of it. What do you mean by Svarupa? Look at it. A little bit for this, we have to look into the nature of happiness or joy that you experience. There are various ways you get joy or happiness. One, the joy of achievement. I achieved something. There's a joy in that. Which is also experiential, but the joy of achievement. Or it is the joy of fulfilling a desire. In both these cases, my mind was projecting into it, I want that. I want that. I want that. Is it the thing that is giving you that joy? Because then the same thing should be able to give everyone the same nature, joy. But that doesn't happen. Everyone doesn't like the same thing. Everyone doesn't want the same achievement. Somebody says, I want to achieve. I want to be a mother. And I have students who say, mother, no, I don't want to be a mother. I want to be a career woman. So obviously, both their achievements are different. But both their achievements are giving them some joy. That means very clear that joy is not in the object. It is not in the achievement. It is not a quality of anything. Then all you have to do is get that thing and keep it with you. You will be joyful. Every time look at it. Maja aaya. That's all you need. But there is nothing like that. Nor time. Happy hours are not happy for you, okay? Happy hours are for the restaurant because they are increasing consumption of alcohol. They are unhappy hours actually for the customer. I get 30% off, yeah. Yeah, but you started drinking earlier. Yeah. And how many hours people go for happy hours, just have one drink and walk away? Nobody does that. Nobody does that. Yeah. So there is no time. There is no place. Samji, I went to the Himalayas. It is so beautiful. Are the locals staying there? It happens to me all the time when I go into Rishikesh. I'll get at least a couple of people coming to me. समझिए कुछ काम है, आप बॉम्बे से है ना, बॉम्बे में कुछ काम दिलाओ ना मेरे को, give me a job in Bombay. And I always think, why do you want to live here, such a beautiful thing? यहाँ क्या है? बस पहाड़ है, ये है, पानी है, और कुछ नहीं है. For them everything is in Bombay, not here. For them it is not a happy place. Yeah. For them it is not a happy place. For you, when you are going for a short time, it is a happy place. If you have to live there around the year, it will not be a happy place. Why? Summer you can fry eggs on this thing, rocks outside. It's so hot. Winter is freezing. Winter is freezing. You are coming in between the...
Yeah, and I will sit there.
Okay, go ahead. And I sit very well, they can edit out that. In one disturbance it is taken care of. Okay. So look at it. In place, for him it is not. By winter it is freezing. Rainy season is flooded out. There are a lot of floods all over the Himalaya. And malarial right around the year. Yeah. So what is happy about the place? Therefore there is no place, there is no time, there is no object, there is no quality. But still you experience happiness. Still you experience it. Where does it come from? Within. Within means what? Within means mind. Mind. You have the mind all the time. Why don't you be happy all the time? You always have a mind. Huh? In fact, generally when you are happy, you don't have a mind. You are asleep. Very happy. Mind is not functioning. In fact, that's what happens. Into that achievement or into that object, as a desire, your mind is projecting into that, thinking, I will get happiness there. When you achieve or when you get that object of desire, that projecting mind is resolved. It's like getting an inner clearance. And the ananda that you are, that limitlessness that you are, manifests itself. And you say, I am happy. That becomes experiential. The happiness is experiential. What are you experiencing? Really speaking, the content of yourself, your own true nature. What is implied by the word Ananda is what you are experiencing. The same thing happens. You don't always get happiness when you fulfill a desire. I was going on the road here thinking, what is this like? That. Feeling generally okay. And suddenly you see, the moon. Oh, so beautiful. You're so happy. Thinking, whom can I share it with? What happened? That mind was arrested by a beautiful sight. Yeah. Or like this, you see a gurgling baby playing away. And the mind gets arrested by that. Oh, what a beautiful thing. So when the mind is arrested, non-projecting, when you have a non-projecting mind, and that non-projection can be created by anything experience, what happens is the fullness that you are, the limitlessness that you are, manifests itself as joy in your mind. The word in the Taittiriya Upanishad for Ananda is really speaking Anantam, limitlessness. Why? This Satyam Jnanam, Satchit that you are, is really speaking limitless. That is why in the next verse it says, Evam Sachidananda Svarupam Atmanam Vijaniyam. This Sachidananda Svarupam Atma is what you have to know. This is what you have to know. Why? Because what is everyone seeking? All of us are seeking freedom from limitation. All of us are seeking the same thing. We all seem to be seeking different things because we have concluded that will give me the sense of fullness. So we look for fullness in relationships. Some things are common. We look for fullness in achievements. We look for fullness in money, in family, relations, children, big thing. And you know with your own experience that all of them can give you moments of joy. and moments of pain also. None of them will give you the fullness that you are seeking, that limitlessness, that satisfaction. In my time there was an old number, English number, I will get no satisfaction. I don't know who the singer was. Anyone remembers who the singer was?
Rolling Stones.
Huh?
Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones, yeah. I will get no satisfaction. Because big head. Correct, that's right. You will not get any satisfaction. Certain joys you will get, certain, yeah. And you learn to resign yourself to that life. Or you actively seek, what is it that is freeing me from the whole thing? Therefore these three words are not qualities of the Atma. It's important to understand that. They are not qualities of the Atma. They are the nature of the Atma. Why? Because they are referring to one and the same entity. Limitlessness cannot be a quality. There is no limitless quality. Limitlessness cannot be a quality. Therefore, Ananda really speaking means limitlessness. Then you may ask, why did he use the word Ananda? Why not use the word limitlessness straight away? Because he wanted to take into account your experiential thing as well. What happens when you understand? When you understand the truth, I am so full. I am Ananda. Ananda meaning what? That's why every monk is called Ananda. You are so full that nothing can add to your joy or nothing can take away from it. That is limitlessness. Nothing can add to it, nothing can take away. We have seen in the Gita, whether the ocean is roaring with waves or calm as a mill pond, the ocean is full and complete. Not that when there is roaring with laughter or roaring with waves, it is more full, or calm, it is less full. No. Similarly, if someone who knows the truth, a wise person, he is roaring with laughter at a joke, not that he has become more happy. The Ananda that he is manifests itself more. Or is sitting quietly in a corner, thinking about something. He is quietly sitting Ananda, that's all. Ananda is sitting quiet, that's all. It's not that he is less Ananda. Or he is empathizing with somebody's grief. Not that he is less Ananda, he is still Ananda, empathizing with someone's grief. Why not? You are free enough to feel somebody's sorrow without compromising the Ananda that you are. This is understanding yourself as Satchidananda. This is called Satchidananda Svarupam.